Lesson number 3 of working with your team, your spiritual team, your guides. And this is about setting clear guidelines, clear boundaries, and rules. And this is about safeguarding. This is about keeping you safe and ensuring that you are receiving the right information, the right guidance. So, if you can find a quiet spot, 10 minutes to sit down somewhere, give your team permission to come in, so you ask them to come in. Walking through the mud, you can see. I have my wellies on today. And double check that they're here for your highest, best and good. This is something that in the beginning, when you're first starting out, you need to do every time. So check with your body consciousness. Are the beings that have come forward here for my highest, best and good? Does your heart expand? Do you have a knowing that is true, that the answer is yes? And once you've established that the team are ready, you can ask them to circle you, to protect you. Then you set out what the rules are and the guidelines. So for example, I'll give you what my team follow. The only time that I receive guidance about the future or what I should do with the business or what's the next step or what should I offer, I only receive that when I'm somewhere like here in nature, because I know the energy of this place is so pure. So I know that the guidance is right. Also, I will ask them first. And this is super important, because every time an idea just pops in randomly, it's not my team. Because they know, my team knows that this is the only time that I will open myself up to that kind of guidance. Because I know, and I'll say it again, that when I receive guidance here, and I've asked the team, I know it's coming from them. Because if something else comes in, gives me guidance, and I follow it, then I just randomly go off in a different direction. So I'm not then on my path. Because if you're following your true path, you become empowered. And the dark forces on the planet do not want you to be empowered. They want you to be weak so that they can manipulate you and use you. My team also have full permission to save my life. So if I'm driving along and something happens, they can jump in, shout at me, stop the car, scream at me to bring myself to a high level of attention. They have that permission. They also have permission to remind me of stuff. So if I go to the supermarket, I never receive guidance there. It's too thick. The energy is too thick. It's too dense. There's too many people. There's too many low vibrational beings. They know this is not the time. But if I go to the supermarket for toilet paper and I go in and I'm doing shopping, sometimes I come out with that toilet paper. I have 5 things I didn't need, but the one thing I don't need, the one thing I do need, I don't bloody have. So they know that they're allowed to say to me, toilet paper, to remind me. And then I'll go get the toilet paper. If I'm driving somewhere and I have a client and I've forgotten, they know that they have permission to say, at 2 o'clock you've got a client. And I'm like, shit, oh yeah. I've never missed a client's appointment. I've never been late because the team will remind me. So think about how you're going to use your team in order to safeguard yourself so that you are only receiving guidance for your highest, best and good at all times. So when do you want to receive guidance? Is it at home in meditation? Is it a particular place that you love? Your garden, sitting under a tree in your garden, walking the dog like me? And what can the team do for you that they have absolute permission for? If you'd like some more ideas, get in touch. If you need help, get in touch. If you want to know more, then you can book a session with me.